Hey everybody, welcome to my little corner of the YouTube world. My name is Jeff. Welcome current subscribers, I appreciate you all. Welcome new subscribers. Welcome people who just randomly stumbled upon my site and are wondering what the hell a hey fro is. Well, that's just one version of my nickname. My name is Jeff. My nickname is Fro. People sometimes say hey fro, so that's where that comes from. Yeah, I'm a reseller, full-time. This is what I do. I sell on eBay, I sell locally, and I'm gonna probably be branching out and doing some cross-listing as well, but as of right now, I'm gonna start with Bonanza soon, just because that's an easy migration. But I got a lot on my plate, especially now that I'm doing a YouTube channel as well. I only have so much brain capacity, so slow and steady. So anyhow, last time we talked, I was riding pretty high. I was pretty excited. I was like, this is, I had the best sales in a few months over the span of like 36 to 44 hours. I was thinking eBay was fixed, and not the kind of fixed maybe we talk about. I thought they had repaired some of their website issues. I was starting to see more traffic. I was starting to see more watchers. I was able to send more offers to watchers. And during the period of really anemic sales and low traffic that we were seeing a couple weeks ago, that was one of the big concerns, is that it just felt like, those dishes that you put over your plate when you put it in a microwave to keep things out? It felt like eBay had put that over my store and your guys' store, and no one was actually seeing our items. There was like one or two offers that I was able to send out during the day, whereas normally, I wake up and I've got like a half a dozen to a dozen to send out, and that just wasn't happening. So things last week, starting Thursday night to Friday to Saturday afternoon, started to feel really normal, and that's why I was starting to get excited again. Well, I may have spoke too soon, because on my store, I haven't even had a sale since that Saturday afternoon. And so I generally, when I talk about my sales, it's from video to video. So since my last video, I've had four sales for 117. If I did the math right in my head, 4 sales. $75 of that was a local sale. You'll see it was some garden equipment that I just had in the basement. I had got all of that for free, and just kind of wanted to get it out. I'm really in a cleaning mode in my spaces, trying to just clear space, get organized. I'm not a gardener. I listed it and it sold overnight. So I literally have had $42 in sales in eBay with over 8,500 items listed, and I only have a fraction of that locally. So we're back to what the hell's going on eBay. I mean, I feel like that could be like a segment on Saturday Night Live. What the hell's going on eBay? Yes, it's August. Yes, it's a slow time of the year, but so I had $800 in sales the 40 hours prior to my last video, and 600 of that was eBay, 200 of that was local, rough figures. Now, here's something to think about. Almost 200 of that 600, I got that sale because somebody bought a $14 comic, and then he ended up adding almost 192 more. So that wasn't really, that money came from my effort. It didn't come from eBay, didn't come from any promoted listing. Luckily, that whole order was not promoted listings. I'm actually shocked the way that eBay piggybacks the promoted listing. Somebody buys one thing and then everything else they buy for the next month. Well, yeah, that's just, I have issues with that. But yeah, I just feel like that's important because that was so almost 30% of my those eBay earnings that I got for that span of that time, that was from my efforts. Had I not done that, I would have only had $400 in sales. So it's not like it's having those sales. It could have been worse too. I guess that's a long-winded way of me telling that story. So now here we sit. I was able to send out 2 offers on my one store, and I have 3 offers on my store that I can send. I'll do that after this video. So here's the one sale that I have. So $20 for this. It was like 27 shipped for this Disney Animations collection, brand new, a tag, small little purse. I'm actually surprised that this took as long to sell as it did, with it being brand new, with Disney being, you know, a very collected. But yeah, I think they countered an offer, or maybe they just made an offer for 20. Honestly, I just wanted to get it out of there. So I have a few topics to talk about. I mentioned in one of my videos recently about the word bomber, and there's been some discussion, like a lot of people didn't know about it, a lot of people are confused, and I just wanted to elaborate a little bit more, because if I can prevent one person from getting a Vero, my job is done. Like, my job is accomplished, because eBay's not looking out for us with Vero, so we have to educate ourselves. And please, guys, if you ever get any issues, if you ever get any Veros or warnings or anything like that, please leave a comment and I will share it with people, because it's very important that we help each other in this capacity. So let me tell you the story, the quick version. So you cannot use the word bomber even as an adjective in the item title or the description. You will get a Vero from the company Mad Bomber. They copyrighted that word, I believe, in 2018, 2019, which I just don't agree with. Like, it's an adjective. It's not, like, the company is Mad Bomber. Like, if you want to copyright Mad Bomber and that's your company, I'm kind of okay with that. But bomber is an adjective, and it would be like somebody copywriting the word lovely, or, you know, like, it just, to me, it's just a reminder that those who have the most money in the world can do whatever they want, and they can just, you know, impose their will on people like us who don't even know that we're not allowed to use the word bomber. So if you have like a jacket or a hat, use the word aviator. That is a better, well, that's not going to get you in trouble, and at least it will get the target audience of who you're trying to sell your item to. At least it will hopefully show up on their results. I actually contacted the Mad Bomber, and I had them send me the documentation because I wanted to see it. Because in my mind, I was like, it's not like you own the word bomber. And sure enough, they did. So yeah, don't do that. And, you know, so over the weekend I was watching some Vero videos, and I think it's important to do that. You need to constantly stay on top of things that could potentially get you in trouble. Something that was brought to my attention in this one video that I was watching, and I have heard this before, was Taylor Swift often goes after people reselling their merchandise, which, when you hear stories about how much Taylor Swift tickets are right now, it's just like, really? Like, you don't have enough money that you need to like prevent people from reselling your merch on the secondary market? I don't have any information as to what is okay to sell and what is not okay to sell. I literally did take down, I have a couple, I had a pin, brand new, that says Taylor Swift and it has her image on it. I did take that down, and I took down I want to say it's like a piano note, like basically it's a sheet music kind of thing. I took that down, and I'm going to contact eBay today, and I'm going to find out if I'm able to sell these things. But I mean, I heard people like getting like merch taken down there. They were saying it was copyrighted, even though this person had bought it from the concert years ago. I just have such an issue. Like I said, it's like whoever has the most money wins. Like they can say whatever they want. They can take advantage of the Vero system. They can just say, you know, I had a Vero a couple months ago for like a little game, like a little card game that I bought. I bought it at a thrift store, had no reason to think that there was any issues with this. It was just a card game, brand new, sealed, and the parent company who owns that brand said that it was copyright, counterfeit, which in my opinion is complete BS, because it was like a $20 item, and no one is copywriting a board game. You know how hard that would be? It wasn't even a board game. It was just like a deck of cards. Like, there would be so much work to go into counterfeiting that item for so little profit. But I can't prove it, so they win. Yay, congrats to them. But I'm gonna tell you a story about something that happened to me, and I want to know if anything ever has happened to you like this. So I sold an item. I don't even remember what it was. This was a couple weeks ago. I wanted to wait for some time to pass. So basically, this guy, he made an offer on something. It was kind of a lower offer, but the item in question was nothing special. There was no reason for me to not accept it. And I accepted, sent him the invoice, and then I get an email from him wanting me to lower the shipping and handling. Now, I take issue with that, because he knew what the shipping was and he agreed to it, and I had already lowered the price. So, but this was during the time when sales were just like brutally slow. So I'm like, you know what, let's get some stuff moving, you know, let's please Cassini, you know, because Cassini likes it when we accept offers. And but I have a serious problem when somebody is like trying to shake me down to get a lower after they've already paid for it. But we're vulnerable as sellers. We're super vulnerable, because if you don't do it, you know, you risk either A, them canceling the order, or B, them coming up with some BS reason to find a way to leave you negative feedback just because they're butthurt because you said no. So I did it. Shipped the order out. I called eBay. I'm like, I want to report this buyer. I go, and I explained exactly what happened. And eBay did something that I did not expect. Like, I was just calling to just express the one thing that I had control over. eBay gave me a $10 credit. They're like, you know, we don't condone this kind of behavior, and it's been noted, and we want to, you know, we want to give you this $10 credit. And I was just like, let me give some props to eBay there. I thought that was super cool and unexpected. But does this ever happen to you guys where people make an order and then they try to shake you down to get cheaper shipping and handling? Let me know. And how do you handle it? Do you just do it and wash your hands of it all and take the higher road? Or do you report them? Because this kind of behavior will just continue if we as sellers don't at least alert eBay to this as well, right? So I feel it's important to let eBay know. But let's see here. Bummer. Oh, after I posted my last video, is eBay fixed? I was genuinely trying to take a positive spin on eBay because like I said, I was in a happy place. You know, sales were coming in, but not happy because sales were coming in. Happy because things seemed to be working. It seemed to be like a functioning website. So I was trying to give eBay like some prompts. I was trying to be like, yeah, things. But then after I posted it, I'm thinking, that title could actually be construed to be like, is eBay fixed, as in regulated, like how games can be fixed. I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't even win for trying, like, because people have been saying that I'm a little negative, and it's not. I actually don't think I'm negative at all. I give props when props is due, and I give criticism when criticisms is due, because I believe the only way people can get better is if you give valid criticism. Just like if you leave a thumbs down on my channel and you don't tell me why you leave a thumbs down, then that's a dead to me comment. Dead to me feedback, because it doesn't actually tell me what you're thinking or why you dislike this video so much that you feel the need to give it a thumbs down. I just don't get it. So as of right now, eBay is not fixed. Clearly, they're still having some issues. Clearly, my items that were super desirable at the end of last week suddenly are not desirable. And it's not that the things that sold were like things that just were newly listed, and that was not the case at all. A lot of them were like items that were super old. So I'm back on the what the hell is going on eBay. That is I can just picture myself. I can just picture a skit on SNL. It's so funny. Okay. I read over the comments too, and it seems like the overwhelming sentiment to that article, to that post, was that viewers are still continuing to see slow and sluggish sales. So that makes sense given how things have kind of transpired over the last 32 hours. Somebody made a counter offer on an item. Has this ever happened to you? And how do you handle it? I went to find it. I actually prefer when people leave counter offers or offers in general, because that affords me the opportunity to locate it, because I'm still working through kind of like fixing some of my inventory, getting it in the right SKU locations and everything. I just could not find this. It's like a little toy. And, you know, I've talked about this before, how like when you look in places where things should be and they're not there, it's like you start to get very, very anxious. So what I do is I just take down the listing. I take down the listing, I message the person, and I'm like, hey, I just can't find this. I'm looking for it. I know I have it. And when I do, I'll relist it and message you and let you know. And he was so super cool about it. Like, I know we complain about buyers a lot of times, and I mean, I just got done complaining about a buyer, but I swear there are so many cool buyers out there. In fact, his response was like, hey, no problems. I totally get it. He's like, I am very interested in this when you do find it, relist it. And it literally made me, like, I probably looked for it for like 30 minutes, and I hate that wasted time. Like, I could be listing, I could be doing other things more productive, but it made me really want to find it. I still haven't found it. And it was only like a $13 toy, but it was like a toy that I paid 50 cents for. And like I said, because his response was so cool, I'm like, I really want to find this now. So what do you guys do in that? Do you just cancel the order? Because I think that's the best thing to do, to be honest with you. Like, that's why I rarely will just accept an offer without actually physically locating it. Even when unless I'm 100% certain that I know exactly where it is, always get in the habit of just physically locating it first. Another thing that happened that I wanted to share, and this was kind of an annoying behavior, I guess. I guess I'm just going back and forth today. Like, there's just all kinds of different things that have happened over the weekend. A gentleman, I had a 4-issue comic lot up, and I had this for a while, and it was super cheap. It has been priced down. It's like $8 for 4 comics. But he messages me. He's like, hey, can you send me pictures of the back and the sides? You know, I gave it a very specific grade, and I'm a super conservative grader, and I have phenomenal feedback. So I just, in my mind, it's always a little annoying when people ask for more pictures, especially, you know, you can look at somebody's feedback and you can be like, oh, this person, you know, he's somebody to be trusted. But I do it. Obviously, I do it. And then, so what do you guys do in this situation? You're asked to basically do more work, to put more photos up, that you send it to them. It's already super cheap. He looks at the photos. He clearly wants it, because he messages me back. So he's clearly satisfied that it's in a condition that he wants, but then he wants it for even cheaper. My response to him was, it's $8 for 4 comics. I go, after eBay takes their 20%, or, you know, it's not quite 20%, it's 15 plus 3% promoted, but it's pretty damn near close. I go, there's not really even that much profit on there for me. I go, this is the best I can do. And then I don't hear from him again. And I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with that. It's not worth it for me to sell this item for cheaper than it already is. But is that what you guys would do? Or would you just sell it to him? Like, I am not that desperate that I need to discount my stuff super lower already when it's already discounted. All right, last thing. Second to last thing maybe I want to talk about. We have discussed or alluded to in the comment section, you know, when things were really, really bad a couple weeks ago, about, and a lot of veteran eBay sellers have chimed in about the possibility of eBay capping our sales. I want to talk about this. I want to ask your guys' opinion before I do a dedicated post on this. So the concept is, you seem to make X amount of money month in and month out, year in and year out, no matter how much you list, no matter how excellent of an eBay seller you are. How many here believe that that's true, a possibility? Or, so you believe it in your heart, you think that it's possible, but you would need a clear and sensible reason, a logical reason as to why that would be, or you think that that's just complete BS. And please, in the comment section, give me your feedback, give me your thoughts, give me your reasons for your thoughts. Because I've done some, you know, I don't really like the word conspiracy theorist. I don't like it at all. You know, recently the US government has all but confirmed that that aliens kind of exist. And I heard this on a comic channel that I was watching. I didn't even hear it from the news, and I was like, what are these guys talking about? So I just did a brief Google search, and it seems like, you know, I didn't really look into it that much, because I mean, I already believe that that's the case. I already believe that there's no way that we're the only ones out there. And so, were the conspiracy theorists in the 50s and the 60s, were they right? You know, I prefer the term like a truth researcher, right? Like, all I want to know is the truth. All I want to know are the rules of the game. And when something seems off, or things don't add up, all we can do is research things. That's all we can do, and present possibilities. So I've been given some thought, and I believe that I have one very logical reason why. Well, I only have one logical reason, because it's the only one that makes sense to me, and it makes a lot of sense. But I don't want to talk about that right now. I kind of want to get a sense of where you guys are at, in terms. So do you believe it to be true? And I believe that in discussing these things and other people's experiences, more conversations can be had. So I think that's why it is important to, you know, share our experiences and how we handle things, and how, you know, backed up, you know, by numbers, and you know, if you guys want to ever, my email is in the description. If you ever want to send me screenshots of things to back up what you're saying, that would be helpful, because I know it's difficult to just take what people say at face value here on YouTube. It's very difficult. You know, we live in an age even where we can see things, but we can't believe them because of Photoshop. Like there, and like for example, my wife was showing me a video yesterday of it was like a YouTube, it was like a small minute, like this couple was on a boat, and this guy was proposing, and so I'm assuming his best man threw him the ring, and it totally went over his head. So the ring went over the boat, and then the guy literally dove in to get it. And they're in the ocean. And, you know, the camera doesn't really pan down to him. And then the next thing you know is the guy is holding up the box, and he's like, I got it. And my wife's first initial reaction, she was so excited. She was like, oh, he got it. And I was like, and I'm driving, and I'm like, what do you mean? He got what? So then she tells me what happened, and I'm like, I don't know if I believe that. I'm like, he could have just, I'm like, he probably threw over an empty box, and he probably jumped in the water and had the box on him, because that ring is going to be going straight down. And I don't know, I'm very skeptical of things like that. So even though we see it, can we believe that? Right? So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it at that for now. Slow sales, brutally slow sales. Just a slew of things I want to discuss and get your guys' feedback on. I really appreciate all you guys, and you guys feed that YouTube algorithm. You know what to do, guys. Take care. All right, here we have this random lot of garden supplies, tools, whatever. I got all of these for free. I was helping a neighbor move. She was moving back east to be with family, and she was basically just getting rid of everything. I am not handy at all, and I don't do garden work, so I threw these up on Craigslist yesterday, and somebody is buying them for $75. I have no idea if that's a good deal, bad deal, but like I said, I got them for nothing, and I just kind of want them gone. This Outer Banks patch, North Carolina patch, sold for $12. This Kimmy doll, I don't actually even know what it is. Just some sort of little figurine, sold for $10. I would probably consider that a bit of a bust. Like, it really didn't sell for that much. I don't even know where I got it. I think I got it in one of those bags at Savers or Value Village. I was probably targeting something else in the bag. The gentleman who bought all those comics yesterday ended up adding 2 more. This is it's the Second Coming Revelation storyline. This is Hellbound 1 of 3. And this is Uncanny X-Men 06. No big deal. Local sale. The gentleman, well, no, actually, I believe it's a woman, wants some hair dyes, and they originally wanted this burgundy one, but then I'm also bringing them some extra ones to see if they want those as well, because they're not even sure what they want. So I just want to have a selection. I'll discuss this more. I just wanted you guys to be able to see them. And then the only other thing I wanted to show you was something to be on the lookout for in the realm of IKEA. They're 2 curtain shower curtains, and it's new, and you can see this is the number that's associated with it. All IKEA products have either an 8-digit or a 5-digit customer product number. These sell for like 50 plus. For some reason, this is only listed for 43. I think it's because I had it listed for 50 some, and then it got sucked into a sale. I got an offer today for 30. I countered back at the price that it's at. I don't want to do any lower. He's probably not going to accept it, and I'll probably reflect the price back up to a more market price type thing. But just two things to point out is, you know, when you know that something is of a certain value, I mean, unless you absolutely want to get that cash, which totally fine too, hold out for higher prices because you will get them. And be on the lookout for certain IKEA things. They do have a very passionate fan base, and when things get discontinued, they will pay money for these things. I've sold a number of new, I mean, you saw some things sell yesterday from IKEA that were discontinued. So yeah, just be on the lookout. If you can get them cheap enough. I actually paid up a little bit to get this because I knew that I think I paid, I want to say $8. Like, not everything I buy is $1. That's just the way it is. It's not always easy to get everything for $1. Sometimes you got to pay up when you know that there's value there. So